Okay, so this video is to kind of show you how Podio works in relation to calling the Callfire leads that we're working on. So here you have the Callfire lead that we did the video on. I made a couple changes to it just for tutorial purposes. I changed the address so that it would work out better in Podio. So just bear with me and we'll just use this information that we entered before in the last video. Okay, so then you go up to Podio. And as far as Podio works, basically here's an overview. The written tutorials give a really good explanation as well. On this page, under the Leads workspace, so we're in the Leads workspace. I'll let it refresh. Basically, you have several apps up here at the top, which I'll explain in a moment. You have tasks that are for everybody, that are overdue and for today and so on. And you have all the activity that's happening right now, which I'm sure you've seen this before. And a calendar. Okay. The next thing you have is the lead funnel. This is where leads go that we don't really have any information on. Maybe we haven't been able to get into contact with the person, or maybe we have not found out whether they have a property for sale or not, that kind of thing. So a basic example of this would be like you're driving for dollars leads. That's where these would go because they haven't been qualified to go into the master leads. So you have this is a basic rundown of the lead funnel. You have the property address, and then you have the map function. You have the Zillow link, which automatically populates when you enter the property address. You have their seller name and the phone numbers, their email address if you can get it from them, how we might be able to view the property, whether they have a property manager, their phone number, whether there's a lockbox on the door and this is the code, that kind of thing. And then what's their lowest cash price for the property. So this is where you're going to ask them, if we could offer you cash and close on any date that you want, what's the lowest you would take for the property? And that's where you'd put this price in. Sometimes they fight for not giving you this information, and you just want to tell them, well, in order to really figure out if we're going to be able to make a deal with you, we kind of need to know what you're looking for, that kind of thing. The source, while you're working on Callfire, the source is going to be Callfire, not driving for dollars. It's going to be Callfire, so you'll need to change that. We'll go through what we've written. Contacts made. Generally, when you first input info into the lead funnel, it's going to be the first attempt. And then every time you try to attempt them without any results, it's going to escalate from there. And then the property description, that's where you're going to put the condition of the property and any notes that you might have or want to take for yourself or whatever regarding the property. That's where they're going to go. Notes on calls, that's where you're going to put like AS, that's my initials, and then the date and the time that you tried to call, and what the result of the call was, and any kind of research information you might do. And then the last thing that you can do in the lead funnel is qualify it to go to the master leads. This is very important because this is how the lead flow works. Basically, the lead funnel, and I'll send you a PowerPoint slide of how this works as well. The lead funnel is the first thing that it goes into. It works just like a funnel. Leads go in, but they don't stay in long because they come through and they get disseminated to where they need to go. They either get removed completely if they don't return any results or whatever, or if they don't have any property for sale, they'll get removed. Or if we just can't get a hold of them, they'll get removed. Otherwise, they'll be qualified once we get information on a property they have for sale and we've actually made contact with the person. So once you click qualified, they'll be removed from the lead funnel. This is important. They'll be removed from the lead funnel, and then they'll move into the master leads. Any information that you enter past this point on the lead funnel app is going to not follow the lead into master leads. So if I enter, why are you selling here? And then I go over to the master leads section and I look up this lead, 3427 Hickory, it's not going to show up there. It's not going to follow it because it was entered after it was qualified. So don't enter anything into the lead funnel past the lead funnel qualification point. Now, once a lead is qualified, it goes into master leads. Okay, and here are some of the already qualified master leads. These are properties that actually are for sale, people we've actually been in contact with. So here's an example, and you'll see here it's qualified. Any information entered after this will stay in here. You're only going to enter information all the way down to the comps link. Okay? Everything past that point is Kristen and Terry's field. It's beyond our work scope. Okay, so we'll go up and explain these a little bit. It's qualified, so here it is in the master leads. I generally, if I'm making Callfire calls and they automatically, yep, they have a property for sale, they're automatically going to go straight into the master leads. If they don't have anything for sale, or I left a message or whatever, I'm not even going to bother entering them into Podio because it's a waste of time. So only properties that have a property or only leads that have a property for sale that you've been in contact with go into Podio, and you can put them straight into the master leads. Just be sure when you enter all this information that you click qualified in the lead funnel qualification. That way all this information below will stay. Okay? So we're going to go through and enter the information from the Callfire lead call that we made. So the first thing you're going to do is go to master leads, which is where we're at now. And then you're going to click add master lead sheet. And a new master lead sheet will pop up. So go to your spreadsheet, and all this information that we've entered right here about the property to make our lives easier and make the phone call go more smoothly, we're just going to copy it after we get off the phone and go down to property description and paste it. We're going to go to their phone number, copy, and paste it. Okay. And then we are going to take this information and we're going to disseminate it where it needs to go into each of these fields. So we'll walk through that real quick. The address is 12 South Curley in Baltimore. So about this map function here, it auto populates Baltimore. So you don't really have to type in the whole address. You can just click on it and bam, a map pops up. Then for property address, in order for this Zillow link to work, you have to enter the street address, Curley Street, and then the city. Oops. Baltimore. Theoretically, if you wanted to copy this and just paste it directly into the property address, you could do that too. And then save master lead sheet. Okay, in order for this Zillow link to pop up, you have to get out of the master lead sheet that you've made and then go back into it. See, the Zillow link popped up. Okay, I am going to flag this as a test though for Terry and Kristen so they don't think I'm trying to enter a real lead right now. Okay. And then the seller name was, we look back down here, Pete Sanders. Pete Sanders. And then the relationship field we're going to leave blank because that's a new field that Kristen's working on. The email address, we didn't get his email address. Usually I only get that whenever they are wanting me to email them something. Showing instructions, he said call the property manager. And he left the phone number. It was 410-553-8989 that he left right there. And then the price, he said he would take $35,000 cash. That's his lowest price. And this was a Callfire call that we made. And then this is our first attempt. Notes on calls, you would put your initials, the date at 10 a.m. Oops. And then spoke with Pete. And then hit qualified. This is how all the information is going to stay in the master lead sheet. Why are you looking to sell? He says it's an estate and they don't want the hassle. So just real briefly, it was a 3-bedroom. It was 2 bath. He said that they have month-to-month tenants and that they pay $1,500 a month. It's not listed. And he said that they need to sell it ASAP. They own it free and clear. There's no mortgage. So we're going to put $0. And then this field and this field are duplicate fields that we're working on getting removed at this time. If we can pay you cash and close on any date you want, what would be the least you would take? This is the same as the price field at the top. And then how could we gain access to the property? That's the same as the showing instructions field at the top. So you don't need to really put anything in there unless you just feel like going the extra mile. Square foot. So you can go up to the Zillow link, which is why that's here. And you can click on it and it'll open up a new page. I am probably going to have to delete test out of there just for this Zillow link to work. But you won't have to do that, and then it should pull up. There it is. The Zillow link is 1092 square feet, 1,092 square feet. So you can take that and enter the square foot of the property. I'm not sure how I got out of that, but anyway. 1092. That's how many square feet. So you'll use that information when pulling comps, which is shown in another video showing you how to use the matrix function in the Maris website. So let me know if you have any questions about how to enter them into Podio. Thanks.